Thank you so much, Andy, for bringing your vibrant spirit always to our events and helping us guide us and hear from all the very important voices that we need to hear from tonight. Thank you also to Mushki, who you mentioned, and I've said this so many times before, but I'll say it again. Some people refer to me as the editor-in-chief, but I always refer to her as the chief of the editor. Ari, you're a dear friend, and every year you outperform yourself at the podium. But this year your words were particularly personal, because I know your grandfather is looking down at you with pride. And 3 weeks ago, I lost my grandfather, who was, and I wrote about him in the paper, so some of you might have seen a little bit about the work that he did and the inspiration that he was to myself and our family. But I hope that they might meet each other somewhere upstairs and look down at both of us together and say, you know what? We're happy, we're proud with what those guys are doing. I want to also offer a very special vote of thanks to Chana Yamini, who everybody knows is the most important cog in the great giant combustion machine that is the Algemeiner. Of course, also to Liz Savetsky, manning the red carpet, and to our co-chairs tonight, Stephen Gadd, my dear friend, Adam Margulis, and of course, Philippe and Jackie Berdugo, who on the subject of continuity brought another young child into the world just a week ago. So a huge mazal tov, and we're incredibly impressed that you're here tonight. It's also always so nice to see so many friends and familiar faces. We're very much looking forward to partying the night away in the coming hours. Now, we're gathered here at an important time, a very important time. In many ways, it's a time of great blessing. But in other ways, it's a time of uncertainty and troubling developments. Yes, there's growing anti-Semitism. The statistics show it, especially in Europe. And we've been concerned about Europe for some time. But now, as Andy mentioned, we've reached a stage that the shootings that we were familiar with, God forbid, occurring at Jewish institutions in the continent of Europe are now taking place here in the United States. It's true that anti-Semitism has never gone away, but at times it has receded. But now, like the ebbing tide, it's making a dramatic return. It's aided and abetted by the rise of social technological platforms that allow anti-Semites to coalesce, to encourage each other, to inspire each other, to reinforce each other. Today, there are three distinct forms of anti-Semitism that we've identified. My dear friend and colleague at the Algemeiner, Benji Kirstein, who is our correspondent in Tel Aviv, refers to it as the axis of anti-Semitism. You have, first of all, Islamist anti-Semitism. The brand that is favored by groups like Hamas and Hezbollah and their ideological fellow travelers. You have, second of all, the anti-Semitism of the far right, the anti-Semitism of Charlottesville, the anti-Semitism of Pittsburgh and Poway. And third, lastly, you have what has become known as intersectional anti-Semitism, the anti-Semitism of Jeremy Corbyn's Labour Party in the United Kingdom, and those others that would seek to exclude Jews from the alliance of victimhood. Now, we at the Algemeiner have sought to stand strong against this rushing tide. We work diligently day after day to identify, to educate, to oppose, to warn, and ultimately to motivate action. But tonight, we're here to recognize and honor our partners in this great effort. First and foremost, my colleagues at the Algemeiner, some of which are here with us tonight, some of which could not make it. But Ben, Barney, Benji, Shiri, Shirin, David, Ira, Andrew, we could not do it without you, and it's a real honor to stand in the trenches alongside you every single day. To our partners in this effort, all of you who are here tonight, who have taken your time and money to support the work that we're doing, to stand alongside us, to put your hand in our back and push us forward, we are true partners. We cannot do it without you either. And to our three honorees tonight, our fellow travelers in this great effort. Each of you have a record of opposing bigotry, hatred, and anti-Semitism in all its forms. But in one way, each of you represent the three forms, the combating of the three forms of anti-Semitism that I've spoken about tonight. Jackson, in 2015 already, you were warning of Poland's disturbing tilt to the right. Over the weekend, we saw another anti-Semitic manifestation of that movement, which led to tens of thousands marching in the streets against restitution to Jewish Holocaust victims. Cyril, you came to us from France, where Islamist anti-Semitism has claimed the lives of far too many, where you learned firsthand the human cost of that pernicious hatred, and you brought that effort to combat it when you arrived on these shores in the United States. And Margaret, it was your now famous interview with Tamika Mallory in January that exposed what intersectional bigotry against the Jewish people can look like and brought it to the fore and to wider attention among the public. In bringing the three of you together tonight with all of us and recognizing your most cherished and valuable activism and solidarity with our cause, we're sending a clear message. The message is, wherever it is found, we will fight the dark defamation of the Jewish people with the bright light of truth.